Good evening and welcome to All Things Sky Blue. Presents, in my opinion, with me, Stuart Rendell. As you can see where you can find us on X or Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. We're sponsored by Right Steel Fabrications, and we're also partnered with the Anecdote Sports Bar. Tonight, I am going live, trying to go live over four different streams. So Facebook, YouTube, X, and I am going to be going live on TikTok as well. So this is the first time that I've gone live over all of them. Can everybody hear me okay? Let me know if you can hear me. I haven't started off this very well. Yeah, cool. Okay. Glad everybody can hear me. Bear with me, guys. I will start answering your questions in a second. I hope everybody's well and doing okay. Just trying. Sorry, I should have done this before. I haven't been very prepared on this one. I am done live. Okay, so I am live on TikTok as well now. So hope everybody's okay. I can hear you. Yes, I'm okay. Good. So hope everybody's well and watching. As you can see, just for TikTok, I am live on Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook as well as TikTok. So you can get me over 4 different platforms, and we're also on Spotify and things like that as well. So on YouTube for TikTok, on YouTube, Facebook and Instagram, people can ask me messages. You can join me on here and send me messages on here as well. So let's get right into them. Josh has come on and said, looking forward to Saturday. I most certainly am. Can't wait to get to Hillsborough. First time at Hillsborough for me. Rick, really looking forward to it. And yeah. Am I echoing? Am I echoing, guys? I've just had a message. Hi, Scott. I hope you're okay, buddy. Thank you very much for coming on. Yes, I am looking forward to Saturday, Josh. Thank you. Any changes for the Sheffield Wednesday game on Saturday? It's difficult, isn't it? Because we're not sure. Let me see if... Am I echoing? Hold on. I might not be echoing now. I think I've just turned my echo on. Yeah, so would I make any changes? Obviously, we still think that Wright's going to be missing, so we're not sure on that one. So probably not. Whether Sims starts again, I think that's a little bit up for debate on that one as well. Just give us 2 seconds because my it feels like my sound. My internet's really bad at the minute, so apologies for this if you are getting cut out. Up the City on TikTok. Yes, mate. How are we? Yeah, I'm very good, thank you. I can hear you. Evening, we live and die in these towns. I hope you're okay. Thank you very much for coming on and sending in the question. Evening, Stuart. Hope you're well. Your thoughts on the way Troy Deeney conducted himself for Forest Green post-match interview regarding Darbo. Yeah, not good. In all honesty, that's not working very well. So I'm going to take them off for now. Yeah, not good. I don't like what he's done. It would have been dealt in house for me, really. So that's all it needed. It didn't need him to come out and say what he said publicly in front of everybody. Darbo must have a lot on his mind, since the summer anyway, and it's just I don't think it was a nice thing to do. I don't think Troy Deeney would have took it particularly very well if somebody had done that about him. You've got to think about other people nowadays, haven't you? It's different. Look, if there was in-house fighting, they wouldn't come out and say, well, these two have just had a fight. They would have left it in-house, and that's the way that it should have been. Me personally, that's the way it should have been dealt with. I had this conversation with somebody at work today, and yeah, I just don't think it was the right way to go about it. I think there's better ways. So I know Dean is kind of not retracted. I think he's apologised a little bit, but no. Someone's just asked me on TikTok, can you please sing Happy Birthday to my friend Gregor, please? Just a quick one then. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Gregor. Happy birthday to you. There you go. So yeah, it's interesting doing these two things. I'm trying to do two things at once. No, clear, mate. Cool. Okay, thank you. Any news on Wright's injuries? Wright's injury. I haven't seen anything on how long he could be out for. If fit, we just start him Saturday. If fit, I'm not sure, but I don't think he's going to be fit. So I think it's a little bit irrelevant at the moment, I think. But yeah, look, it's one of them things that I think they're hoping that it's not as bad as first feared, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. You're okay. Evening, Glenn. Thank you very much for coming on. Hi, Scott. Done that one. Glenn said, I'm going to put this one up, Glenn. Thank you very much for this one. Glenn said from the Sky Blue Hub, you were right. I bow to your superior knowledge. This was regarding a comment that, well, in the anecdote, we had a little bit of a discussion, me and Glenn. Glenn said that the new signer would be on the bench. I said he wouldn't be, and I was right. So that's what that's referring to. On TikTok, do I like Plymouth? Yeah, Plymouth are okay. Don't really have a bad word or a good word to say about them. I think they're going about the business quite well. They're doing okay. I think you'll do enough to stay up. I think there's 3 worse teams than you guys anyway, to be fair. So back to YouTube and Facebook. How would you assess Dave Body's tenure at the club? Excuse me. I think he passed it over on a good footing. I like how he's finished his tenure, and in difficult times, he was the face, and I think he's done all right. I think he's done okay. But look, we've got to move forward. We've got to look forward and look forwards to the future a little bit. Sounds okay now. Good. So hide that one. Mark. Hello, Mark. How are you? That's my brother, Mark Bugsy Rendell. In what position would you next look at improving in the squad? Oh, good question. Probably. I would probably. I think it's if we're going to stick with the 4-3-3, I think we've got to start improving the right wing and the left wingers. Not that Sakamoto and Haji Wright aren't doing a great job as it is. I just feel that we might need a little bit more strength in depth, because if one of them gets injured, like Hadji Wright is at the moment, yes, Case is doing well, but if Case is injured at all, we're very depleted on that side, and the same for Sakamoto, really. Especially on that right-hand side, probably more than the left. We do need to look at that. Beachy 726, why has no one been in for Mark Robbins, his class? Send Sims back to Everton, he says. Not sure what you guys think of that one. I quite like Sims. He has been getting better and better. He's only young. He's only 22, 23 this year, I think he is, or just turned 23, actually. I think he's doing well. And I think there's more to come. So hopefully he continues getting a bit better. Robbins would never throw a player under the bus like Deeney. No, he wouldn't. No, he definitely wouldn't. I don't, like you said, I don't agree with what he said. I don't like what he said. But look, we can't choose what other people say, can we? We know, it's we want to start. Look, we want to throw our arms around Darbo, don't we? He was such a good servant for us. And it's a shame that it ended the way it did at Wembley. But if it wasn't Darbo, it might have been somebody else. Who knows whether we would have gone in or whether we would have stayed. So it's a difficult one to answer, but I don't like the way that Deeney has gone about what he's said. Joshua said, how many more signings needed in this window? Not many. I really don't think so. I think we do need cover for Sakamoto. I think Mark's mentioned it a few times. Not my brother, but the member of All Things Sky Blue, Mark Smith. I think he's mentioned it, having a little bit of backup for Sakamoto, because if he does get injured, have we got the right cover for him? My brother's just said, I don't sing happy birthday for him either. No, I don't. Of course I do. I love you, bro. Love you. Glenn said, who's the saltiest fan base, Leicester or Leeds? I'm gonna have to say Leicester probably at the moment, but they do it. Big G, shave your head bald. I do need to be fair. It is getting a bit thin, and I'm getting older, though. What comes with getting older, unfortunately. Good evening, CCFC Delight. I hope you're well. I'm very well. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining. Ross Griffiths, thank you very much. How are you? I'm fine. I hope you're well. What are you guys up to tonight as well? Scott said, when do you think Victor will get his first start? Cup. I think he'll get it in the second game against Sheff Wednesday. So not the league game. He might be on the bench in the league game, but I think he'll start in the cup. I don't know if anybody else has seen the clips on TikTok or any of you guys on Facebook, YouTube, or X, whether you've seen his clips of his first day. He looked to be bedding in quite well. He looks a fit lad anyway. I don't think. I know he's had 5 weeks off, but I think he'll. I don't think his fitness is going to be that much of an issue. Really, but we'll have to wait and see. We might, I might be completely wrong on that one, but I think he'll start in the cup. I think he'll be on the bench for the league game. But we'll have to wait and see. He looks a class player. He does indeed. He does definitely indeed. Glenn said, easy answer to that one. Leicester's more salty. Brandon said, hi, Brandon. Hope you're okay. Leicester easy, but Somerville player. Yeah, I'll agree with that one. I don't know. Well, what's the Leicester player that did the interview afterwards? I can't remember his name. Remind me, guys, in the comments. But he was pretty salty, but probably not as much as Somerville. Yeah, definitely. Harry Ibs, sorry if I pronounce this wrong. Ibbotson. Fifth, six up for grabs. Can't see us getting past Leeds or Southampton if we did make the playoffs. Look, we've drew with both of them. Look, when we played Middlesbrough, we drew with them quite a lot, and then we ended up beating 1-0. There's no reason why we can't do the same again. With a new player coming in, Thought isn't. I can't even bloody pronounce his name. Throp. It's not even Throp. Trop, isn't it? Something like that. I don't know. Victor. I'll just call him Vic. That's easier. I'm messing up all the names again. I can say Latabodiere, though. That comes natural to me now. Yeah, look, I still think we might be able to do it. But we'll have to wait and see. Hi, Craig Anthony. Hi, all. Mark Smith. Would you start Godden over Sims on Saturday? As I said on the X Space the other night, Talk. Thank you, Dave Sanders on TikTok. Thanks, mate. I'm rubbish. I'm absolutely rubbish. Saito needs to be signed, top class player, Japanese player. Yeah, I haven't seen much of him, to be fair. Don't know much about him, but I'll take your word for it. Yeah, Sims Godin. It's a difficult one. We spoke about on the X Space, didn't we? I think it's going to be whoever's scoring goals. And I think at the minute, because of the 2 goals that he scored against Oxford, and he did play okay against Leicester, I think Godden will probably start. But I think it's going to be dependent on who's scoring goals. If Sims starts scoring, Sims will start more. If Godden starts scoring, Godden, you might see starting more. We live and die in these towns. Being 6th in the playoffs in the table currently, do you think we'll see a lot of changes? Not this Saturday coming, but the Saturday after in the FA Cup game. Well, they've said that they want a good cup run, didn't they? So, yeah, I can't see many. The likes of Binks will probably come back in. De Silva will probably start. Latabodiere will come in maybe at right back or central midfield. Like I said, we've got the new guy that's going to come in. You might even see Latti and the new guy come in and play in that central midfield role, with maybe Tavares coming in if he's not going to go out on loan. So there's a few options there that can be done, and then we can change. So yeah, look, the squad's a lot stronger. It might even start Sims, or if Godden starts the first one, he might start. If Sims starts in the league, he might play Godden in the cup. So we've got options. Jamie Allen to come back in, Kelly to play. Maybe it's interesting to see what he's actually going to do. So Kelly could come in if he doesn't go out on loan, because I've heard that there's rumours that he's going to go out on loan. But we'll have to wait and see. But the squad that we've got good squad depth, and I'm interested to see where we're going. Luke Robinson, thank you very much. Good evening. What a day Saturday was. Oh, fantastic. Absolutely brilliant. It's up there for me with one of the best. Fulham probably just edges it. I don't know why really, but for me, that just I think Fulham just beats it. I think that was for TikTok guys. Sorry about that. Joshua said Sims will come good for sure. Brandon, the last time we was this high up was Mowbray days in League One. Well, we got to the playoffs last year, so we've been this high before. But we're there. Kimberly Owen, hello, how are you? Hope you're well. Thank you very much for joining. It was good seeing you in the queue the other day. Much appreciated. We've got cover for Sakamoto if Tavares stays, to be fair. Does he? Yeah, I suppose he does go on the right. I suppose he does offer that option of that side. So that could be quite good. I do like Tavares, but I would understand if he did go out on loan. It wouldn't surprise me. Uh, I'm trying to do two things at once here. It's not working out very well. Glenn, uh, Isaac Hutchinson from Warsaw to add depth to the midfield. I'd take Ian Riley from Burnley to cover right back. And CH on loan and wide player like Jody Jones or Ryan Kent who can play either side. I'd take Ryan Kent in a heartbeat. Absolute heartbeat. I'd take Ryan Kent. Can't see it happening, but I would do it. Excuse me. Ian Blenkinsop, thank you very much for coming on. Cheers, buddy. Evening, guys. As much as I live the following for progression over this and the summer window, could see departures of Kelly, Godden, and Fads, maybe Wilson. Yeah, the summer's going to be interesting because we have stepped it up a level in terms of the squad, haven't we? And I think you may be right in terms of Kelly and Fads. Not sure about Godden and not sure about Wilson, but it will be interesting to see what actually does happen. But yeah, look, the squad's looking better, so you need to make sure that we're keeping the squad depth the same, really, and just adding to it. So but look, Robbins has come out and said that he's older than the normal people. The new player, Victor, that is older than the normal age that they'd normally look for. So they are looking really, really young because he's only 24. So anybody that comes in, I can't see being more than 26, 27 years of age unless they're absolutely amazing. Evening, Reese. Thank you very much. Have you heard the news for Coventry? What news is that, Louis? Let us know, buddy. He's liked the live. Thank you very much. By stays means I don't go out on that. Yeah, I know what you meant, mate. I knew what you meant. Not actually Jones or Kent, but someone in that mould. Yeah, no, I get what you mean. But like you said, I would take Kent. Jamie Sidwell, thank you very much for coming on, pal. Do you think O'Hare signs a contract? Mark Smith said exactly the same. Evening, Reese. Louis said Matt Godden possibly going. I can't see Matty Godden going. This is on TikTok. Can't see him going, if I'm honest. We've got good squad depth at the moment. Unless somebody comes in first that's a striker, I can't see Matty going. I really can't. He, Mark Robbins loves him, and so do I. And I think so do we as a majority of a fan base, I think. O'Hare, back to O'Hare. Do I think he signs a contract? My heart says yes, but my head says no. Look, nobody knows what's going to happen with O'Hare apart from Callum and Coventry. It's just hard. It's hard. We all want him to stay. Obviously, we clearly don't want him to go for a free transfer. So we're just going to have to, unfortunately, hold on to the arms of the chairs and hold on tight and hope that the right outcome comes out. But I'd love him. Obviously, I'd love him to sign a contract. It would be brilliant. O'Hare maybe going Sheffield, Burnley, or Leeds. This is Louis. No, he's not. He isn't going to one of them because the chances are they're going to be coming back down again. What's the point in going to? You may as well stick it out at Cov and hope that we get there. He loves the club too much. I don't think he'll go to one of them sides personally, but you never know. Again, money talks. Glenn said thoughts on Kelly to Burton. It wouldn't be a bad move, but again, excuse me, it wouldn't be a bad move. But we're reducing the squad depth, then, aren't we? Unless he signs another midfielder, I can't see anybody going out in January. I think he may add one or two, but I just can't see it. I can't see anybody going at the moment because if somebody does get injured, you need that cover. and he doesn't want to get caught short. You know, it's a squad game, and he's a squad player. So look, we like I said, he might play in the cup because we're going to need bodies. We're going to need rest bodies. So that's that's what might you need to do. Luke on TikTok has actually just said he's heard Kent has a bad attitude from a few Rangers fans. Good atmosphere in our camp might disrupt. Yeah, you make a good point there. To be fair, Louis, was that Louis? Sorry, no, Luke. Sorry, Luke. That makes a good point. You know, we don't want any sort of bad eggs coming in, do we? Really, because an upset in the apple cart as such. Because our togetherness and camaraderie at the moment is just second to none. It's just brilliant. How did the radio go early? Oh, no, that's this Friday. This Friday, I'm on the radio. Thank you for the follow, Louis. Much appreciated. Craig Anthony, thank you very much. I'm a sports photographer. I go all over the country. Up until Saturday, Leicester were the best team I've covered when they beat Swansea. Coventry were by the far best team I've covered. The most passionate fan base. I'm hoping to work with more with the club in the future. Fantastic. Lovely to hear. Thank you very much. Look, we're home or away. You know, we sing our hearts out as much as we possibly can. You know, we get behind our win, lose or draw. We get behind and we keep singing home and away. But at the moment, everything is just, off the field, it's looking rosy. On the field, it's looking rosy. There's going to be a bump in the road somewhere. Maybe the O'Hare deal is the bump in the road for us. But look, we lost Vic, we lost Hamer, and we've got stronger from that. You never know what happens there. Killian O'Dwyer, thank you very much. You're normally on TikTok. I normally see you on TikTok. Thank you very much for coming on Facebook. Please, we are on YouTube as well. This goes to people on TikTok as well. Please go and like and subscribe to our channels. We're on 293, I think it is. We need 7 more subscribers. It's free to subscribe. Please go and subscribe to our channel. It is really good. We've got really good content on there. We've got a player interview on there as well. I want to try and surpass 300 tonight. So let's see if we can do it tonight for me. Let's get subscribing. It'd be much appreciated. Good evening, Joe. I hope you're well. Kieran said, Kelly on the way out. Again, I'm not sure. I don't believe anything really until I see it happen. It's one of them things that I've got in me. I've been a Coventry fan for too long, and things change very quickly in terms of buying players and selling players. So yeah, we're just going to have to wait and see on everything. If he does go, I wish him the best. He's been a great servant for the club. But I would imagine that if he does go out on loan in January, he won't be back in the summer because I think his contract's up as well. Andrew Seeley, thank you very much for coming on again. Do you think we offer an improved contract offer to O'Hare? Again, I would like to think so. But again, look, we're not in the know, are we? Everybody knows everything until they don't know nothing. It's one of them. It's a difficult situation. It really is. It's so hard, and nobody knows. Like I've already said, apart from O'Hare, really, and obviously the staff. So yeah, it'd be great if someone can go on and let me know what our subscriber is. That would be great on YouTube. I want to try and surpass 300 tonight. If we can do that, that would be great. Dewsbury Hall. Yeah, Dewsbury Hall was a little bit salty as well. I've got 3 people telling me that. Ian, Jamie, and Adam Shaw. Thank you very much. Let me just pop to TikTok a second. Coventry fans are great, even though one of their stands, nobody's there, but very loyal, loud fans. Which stand's that, Louis? Let me know which stand you think that is. Football chat, yes, football chat, mate. I'm also on YouTube, Facebook, and X as well, live, as being live on TikTok as well. I'm trying to do four things all at once. Louis said Gustavo Hamer shouldn't have left Cov because he's coming down next season. Yeah, well, the grass isn't always greener on the other side, is it really? So it's one of them situations. Money talks, and he wants to play in the Premier League, which is what he's doing. One on the right to the managers. Oh, okay, that's the other side to me. Okay. Wado, Stu, I told you we would turn them over last week, didn't I? Haha. You did indeed. I need to have more faith in you, Wado. I don't have faith in myself, if I'm honest. But yeah. I've just been told 300 subs. Absolutely fantastic. Brilliant. Thank you ever so, everybody. Thank you so much for subscribing. Like I said, it is free. There is good content on there. So just keep liking and subscribing. It's much appreciated. Robert Connor, thank you very much, Robert. Evening, lad. Hope you're well. Still buzzing from Saturday. At what points total do you think we need to get to the playoffs? Well, I think Mark will probably be able to tell me on this one a little bit better than me, but I think 72 got us to the playoffs last year. We might need 75-ish, just because, all the top teams are winning, including us. But yeah, it's probably about 75, I would say. We need to get up there. So we'll have to wait. Torp. Yeah, people are telling me how to pronounce it on YouTube, Facebook, and X. Thank you very much. I'm still good at Torpedo. I should just call him Torpedo, really. Jamie said, "Wow, thank you very much." Wado, Victor Torp. Everyone's telling me it's Victor Torp. Thank you very much, everybody. Ian said, "Godden, great service, but for me, Sims changed things again." Yeah, when you look back, he did okay. He knocked the ball through to De Silva that did a little bit of work in the box, passed it to O'Hare. O'Hare scored the first goal. It's it's interesting. Again, I don't want to see Godden go. I want him to see his contract out with us. I think that's the best thing for everybody, really. Thank you very much for the likes and follow on TikTok. Godden works hard, but doesn't play his best as a lone striker. I'm not sure. I think he plays quite well as a lone striker. I think he does play quite well as a lone striker. He runs. He probably works a little bit harder off the ball than Sims does, but when Sims gets it, I think he probably maybe do a little bit more with it. But he's not. Sims isn't scoring. He might be helping. He might assist the assister, but he isn't scoring. And Godden scored 2 against Oxford. I know it's Oxford, but he still scored. Sky Blue Hub has said, any Sheffield Wednesday previews this week? Yes, I'm doing a Sheffield Wednesday preview tomorrow with Mark. I will send you the link, Mark, tomorrow when I've set it up. And then that will go out tomorrow night. And then it will be out on Spotify, Amazon Podcasts, and Apple Podcasts. Just search all things Sky Blue, as Mark's just put on TikTok. So we're doing one tomorrow, so that will be out tomorrow night, and then on the podcasts and everything on the Wednesday, unless Mark can work his magic tomorrow night. Josh has said, realistic expectations for how far we get in the cup. Yeah, the cup's a little bit of an odd one, really, I think. I would like to think that we get, I don't know, quarterfinals. But it depends on who we get, isn't it? Robin said that he wants a cup run. So we've just got to see how we've just got to enjoy the ride in the cup. For me, it's getting to the Premier League is one of the most important things. Really, is getting to that. Getting to the Premier League. If we get on a good cup run, brilliant. But we've got to make sure that we maintain and stay in that playoff position and push as high up as we can. I've still got loads of comments coming on this one, so bear with me, TikTok. What are your thoughts on the Leicester's penalty decision? Not a penalty in my eyes. I think Thomas kicked the ball against his thigh, and then lad that was salty, Dewsbury Hall, was just went over. I don't think it was a penalty. Brian Goodrum Cater, thank you very much for coming on. Sims turned the game on its head on Saturday. He will be a star player for us. I hope you're right, buddy. I really do. I do see good signs. It's still young. He's still 22. Vic didn't really play well until he was 23, 24. So he's got a couple of years yet, and I think he's slightly ahead of Vic in terms of when they came to us being that finished article. Robert Connor, thank you very much, Robert. Similar one in the Premiership was given, so not a pen for me. No, I don't think it was a pen. I really don't. We finished 5th last year at Brandon Hayes. Yes, we finished 5th last year. Milan shushing the Leicester fans at the end of the third goal was iconic. It was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Look, Milan just gets us, doesn't he? As a fan base, Milan is just the type of player that you want, just like O'Hare is, but Milan's just ace. And obviously we are All Things Sky Blue this year, courtesy of Kevin Palmer, sponsor him. Was England the worst ref we'd had all season? Right, he was poor, but I don't think he was the worst that we've had. I think we've had worse. I can't picture in my head who, but we have had worse. And yes, the glass is massive in relation to my head. Just go into TikTok a second. Have you heard when Hadj is back? Well, I've heard that it's going to be maybe 2-3 weeks, but we'll have to wait and see. I don't think it's as bad as they first said. Anthony Taylor, yeah. Anthony Taylor was a poor ref, going back to your comment there. Anthony Taylor was a poor one. Blackburn are in money trouble. Will you take Hyam back? I'm not sure whether I would, I think we've kind of moved on. Maybe last year I would have taken him back, but not this year. CCFC Delight, I think it will be sometime in the next month. I'm not sure what that question was, so apologies for that one. How good was Sheaf on Saturday? Oh, he was brilliant again. Sheaf, when he first took the captaincy, I mentioned this on our X Space. When he first took the captaincy, he had a few off games, and I thought that the captaincy might be too much for him. But in the past 2-3 games, he's just stepped it up another level, and is really showing why he is a captain and a leader. He leads by example, and he's just a really, really good player. And yeah, he might be another one that we're fighting to keep, but we'll have to wait and see. Sarah Jane Phipps, thank you very much for coming on. Much appreciated. I think the trend now for the 4-year contract means we are looking for the younger players. Yeah, that's a good point. The younger players are doing longer term contracts. O'Hare is 25. Do we offer him a 4-year deal? Or is his deal, if we offer him only a 2 or 3-year deal, maybe with an extension? What do we think of that one? Thank you very much for sharing the lives. Louis said, I don't know why there's rumours about Josh De Silva to Coventry. No, I don't, because there's Atkov. Let's go back to this one. Stephen McGovern, thank you very much, Steve, for coming on. Leicester manager blamed the ref, deluded. No wonder he didn't have a good word to say. No, look, again, he's going to defend his team, isn't he? Because he's the manager. But I think he was a little bit salty as well after the game. I heard a rumour that he wanted Mark Robbins to be red carded for some reason. I think somebody has misinformed me on that one, but I'm not sure. We live and die in these towns. I think now we've got the squad depth we lacked last season, definitely. And I think we'll finish in the playoffs. But then I think we'll get beat either in the semi-final or the final again. Well, look, let's keep positive. And if we turn up, we can beat anybody. And I think you're exactly right. We've got the squad depth now that we didn't have last season. If we can keep everybody fit, because in that game against Luton, let's face it, an O'Hare now in that position would have made a difference. And I don't think we would have lost. And the same goes if we had Hadi Wright or Sakamoto, or a fit Casey Palmer. It's completely different. It's completely different now to what it was last year. So if we get to the playoffs, I think we stand a better chance. It makes Jamie Sidwell, it makes no sense for Godden to go 2 months into a new contract. No, I totally agree. Robert Conrad, similar one in the Premiership wasn't given, so not a pen for me. I think I said that one. Did we miss a trick by not offering Callum O'Hare a contract when he was injured? No, because you don't know how these players are going to come back. We saw it with Jody Jones, didn't we? Bless his soul. He broke down 3 times. It could have happened again. And I think we're just, we're edging our bets that it doesn't come back, and we'll have to wait and see. But hopefully it's not going to turn out that way. Hopefully we'll sign one anyway. Honestly, I keep O'Hare doing what he's doing. He's our game changer. It's worth the risk of him going on a free unless we get a good offer. Unless we get a good offer. Sorry, somebody just wants to join the live, and I'm just going to tell him. Sorry, you can't join the live. I'm on live on somewhere else as well. So I'm live on Facebook, YouTube, and X. I can't do both at the minute and talk to somebody else. So I'm not going to accept any lives at the moment. But if I go live again on TikTok, I will try and get you on. Scott said Brighton would be a good destination for him. Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. I think Brighton would be a good destination for him. Higher up, not fighting relegation. He's got more chance of staying there as well. Robbins has irons in the fire. Oh, is this on transfers? Well, again, we'll have to wait and see. I don't believe anything that I read until I see him. Until I see him, somebody shaking hands with Mark Robbins, I won't believe it. Let me just have a quick look at TikTok a second, because I've had a few on there. On Saturday morning, I joined your live and said Cov would beat Leicester 3-1. You did indeed. You did indeed. Well done for that. Hasbib, as a Liverpool fan, I hope you guys come up. As a Villa fan, sorry, I hope you guys come up. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Can you remember on Saturday morning? Yes, I do. Sorry, I missed that one. Callum O'Hare was part of the Villa setup. I always knew he would live up to his potential. Good. Thank you very much. You off to the tavern tomorrow? No, I'm not. I'm not going to the players' meeting tomorrow, unfortunately. If you do get to go, let us know how it went. That'd be much appreciated. He has not done the contract. Okay. Sky Blue Army. Hi, Jonathan. Thank you very much for coming on. So, back to you guys. Under average Cov fan, Milan will go to the Euros with Holland this summer. Well, yeah, Glenn mentioned that. Coventry Hub, Sky Blue Hub mentioned that. Thank you for the follow. It's an interesting one. He could do. I think if there's some injuries and stuff, he might stand a chance. It's definitely worth the risk on him because he's a brilliant player. Luke Robinson, thank you very much. Come over to this platform now, mate. Gone quiet on the Longstaff transfer. I'd honestly take him. Yeah, it has gone very quiet on him. Look, we don't know what's happening behind the scenes, do we? We don't know what's happening behind the scenes. I would take him. He's a little bit older again because I think he's 26. I think Langstaff. So he's a little bit older than what they normally go for, and is unproven at League One and Championship. But I think, depending on the price, I think it's worth the risk. So we'll have to wait and see. Sky Blue Sam, thank you very much. What's the one thing or things that could scupper our promotion push? Just coming out of form at the wrong time, probably. You know, look, we're always going to hit like you said, a bump in the road. It just depends. It depends when we have that bump in the road. It might be towards the end of the season. Hopefully, it's not. But yeah, just losing a little bit of form maybe might scupper that. I still think we finish top 8, regardless. Sky with Sam, who else do you think will be in the playoff places? Well, unfortunately, West Brom look good, and I think they might be in there as well. So take your pick out the top 4, really, and then I think it'll be West Brom and us, I think. Robin Watson, thank you very much for coming on. You can't offer a player who has had an ACL injury a new contract whilst he's injured. It's a career-ending injury. Yeah, like you said, we didn't know when he was going to come back, did we? You know, it's hard. Sarah Jane, thank you, Sarah. 295. I think we've actually gone over the. I've got a few. 298, 298, 299. You've said 300 subs. I must be way behind on here. Just subscribe. Thank you very much, Craig Robinson. Much appreciated to everybody that has subscribed. Robbie said Sims has more physicality than Godden and has more pace. Hopefully the goals will come. Yeah, I agree to a certain extent. I had 3-1 Cov, £125 in my pocket, came out at the ground with a parking ticket. Wouldn't change a thing on that performance and result. Fair play to you. How much, Dave? How much was your fine? Was it a 60 quid fine? Because you're still up then, aren't you? So don't worry. Dave Rendell, by the way, is my uncle. Hi, Unc. Craig Robinson, just subscribe. Thank you very much. Anyone else think Vic, the big Swede, looks and sounds like Vic Torpedo, the big Dane on our side? Yeah, they do sound similar, to be fair, I must admit. Someone's just asked me on TikTok, honest opinion, will Callow Hare be a Cov player next year? Oh, thank you for the roses. Hard one. But I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say that he does sign that contract. Not sure when, but I'm going to say he does. Just seeing that West Brom have bought in Wyman and from Bristol City, bit of an odd one. Well, you say it's a little bit of an odd one, Luke, but Bristol City have just signed Scott Twine. He's just been sent back from Hull to Burnley and from Burnley to Bristol City. So I think we've missed a trick on that one. I would have liked Scott Twine, and he could have been a perfect replacement for, or adversary, if you like, for Sakamoto. But yeah, missed that one a little bit, I think. Lee Cowell, thank you very much. Cracking chat. Do you need help hanging your curtains, though? Yeah, come and help me whenever you like. I'm not very good at DIY. I didn't put them up anyway, by the way. That was the miss. I'm going to blame the missus for that one. But thank you very much. Dewsbury Ball, Salter, then the salty thing from the salty shop. Like it. Glenn, would you look at signing any players from Reading given their financial issues? Lewis Wing could give us cover on the left wing and championship experience. Do I? I'm going to say no. I don't. Not off the top of my head. Lewis Wing might be okay, but I think he's a little bit older as well. I think, if I'm right in saying, so I'm not sure on that one. I think we need to be looking forward and not at nearly relegated League One teams really. Joshua, what's the secret password to get into the CBS before everybody else? Be Stuart. That's what it is. Jake said, ref at Holloway was awful. Yes, he was. Are you back on CWR soon? Yes, I am. Me and Mark are back on Friday. We're back on CWR on Friday on the Sound of the Sky Blues. So have a listen to that. Give us a ring in. Give us a chat or a question on there as well. That'd be much appreciated. Glenn said, rumour is O'Hare's contract on the table until June 2027. Guess his stumbling blocks will be wages and any signing on fee potentially. Yeah, a lot of things have come out today with what signing bonuses are and what he wants. And like I said, that's not going to be in the public domain. Nobody's really going to know that. That's between their financial people. So we're not in the know any other than you guys are. Lee's also said, what do you think would win a game between last year's strongest 11 and this year's strongest 11? Good question. Wow. I'm going to say this year. And, we haven't got Vic or Hamer. But I'm going to say this year. I think this year beats last year's team. That's a good question. I might pitch that one to Oggy. Thank you very much. I might nick that question, Lee. That's a brilliant question. I love it. That's a very good question. Very good. We have goals in this team. Last season, we relied on clean sheets and a moment of match from Vic and Hamer. Yeah. Looking forward to working with you on CWR on this Friday. Me too, Mark. I feel with a team with goals coming from everywhere now rather than the two special ones. It's so exciting. Very much so. Cup final Kings, Coventry City. Yep. Same as everyone. Injuries are biggest threat. Yeah. Injuries and sort of, falling out a little bit of form maybe. Who's Jimmy and why he's in the box? Have I missed something there? Louis said, Godden and Sims have to stand up. They have big boots to fill. They're different players, though. We know what Godden can do, but Sims is very much a different player. So we've just got to, I think we've got to bear with Sims, really. Lee Moore is joined. Thank you very much, Lee. Hope you're well. 301 subs now. Fantastic. Injuries, Scott said injuries might cost us for the playoffs if we're not careful. Yeah, that's why I don't think we're going to be losing many people, because we're going to need everybody to get to where we want to go to. The summer will be different. We know that, but yeah. Do you feel we need to get a backup right back in MVE for MVE? Sorry. No, I think Lati can do a job if we have to. Eccles, Sakamoto can play there. I don't think they will anymore, but we've got Lati. De Silva, I believe, can play on the right hand side as well. So I think we're okay, but we'll have to wait and see. Glenn said, I think we could use a few experienced Championship pros, maybe like we did Harry Maguire on a loan deal until the summer, just to get us over the line. Yeah, it's not a bad shout. I wouldn't have Maguire back, by the way. But yeah, it's a good shout. Just somebody like him, just a little bit better, maybe. That's why Billy Sharp would have been perfect for us. You know, he's not. He knows he's not going to play every game, but when he comes on, he can possibly do something. So here's a good shout as well. Thank you again. Thank you everybody on TikTok for sharing the live. Much appreciated. Glenn said, okay. Glenn said, I think Hamer and Vic would win the game for last season's team. Yeah. The trouble is, right? Does she man mark Hamer? Because if he does, you know, I think this season's team's stronger, so I think they come out on top. Yeah. We live and die in these towns. Defo pitched that to Oggy. Would like to hear his answer on that one. Yeah, I'm going to write that one down. That's my question mark. Do not take that question. Craig Robinson. Gus wants to come back to the Sky Blues. He's not enjoying Sheffield. Yeah, I get that. I get that. Why would you want a relegation fight, really? Mark's just said boo. Sorry, mate. That's my question. I do like that question. And I'll keep saying it. I'll keep repeating myself. Robert Connor, in the summer, would you take the opportunity to ship out the 30-plus-year-olds depending on their league we're in? No, not everybody, I don't think. Not everybody. I think Godden can still do a job. You know, he would be a squad player, obviously, if we did get up to the Premier League. Kelly, I think Kelly and Fads, you know, I think I would like them to go into the the coaching roles. If I'm honest, I wouldn't want to lose them because I think they're good guys to have around. But yeah, it's difficult. But look, football's a ruthless game. We know how ruthless Robins can be, so it's going to be interesting. It is going to be interesting. Marcus Rolls, what do you reckon O'Hare is after? A, signing on fee, and B, weekly wage? I couldn't. The honest answer is, Marcus, I wish I could tell you. I just don't know. I'd be guessing. You know, I think the rumours are he wants £1 million signing on fee and then £20,000 a week. I just don't think it's going to be that much. Maybe half of the signing on fee potentially, and then I don't know what 20 grand, 20 grand a year, 20 grand a week. What is after? Look, we can't break wage structures, can we? You know, we've got to be careful. We have got to be careful. You know, you look at Forest and Everton. Everton again, you know, in the Premier League, you know, doing FFP and breaking FFP rules, and it's just so hard to do what we need to do. Swap deal O'Hare for Hamer. No, I probably wouldn't do that. I probably wouldn't do that swap deal. I would keep O'Hare. Especially because we've signed, you know, Victor now, Torpedo, Torp. I think, yeah. I don't think I'd sell him. I don't think I'd swap him either. Let me just go on to TikTok because questions are coming in here as well. I got fired from Lidl today. Oh, sorry to hear that. If you did, Lee Morris said, "Great squad." In depth, another quick striker, and poacher in the box is all we're missing. Yeah, would you not say? Would you not say Godden is that poacher in the box? Maybe we're just looking for that quick striker. I'm sick and tired of seeing Sims not going for a single ball. He only gave He only gave half attempt at Leicester. Up the City. Yeah, look, Sims and Hadji Wright have both been getting better for me. And they are working harder off the ball, both of them. So it's coming, and I think they're getting better. So look, I'm willing to give them as much as they that as much time as they need. We're doing well, and they look, if they're not playing to their best and we're still winning games, you look at when they are at their best, hopefully, and they start scoring goals. Hopefully it's going to be good. Palmer got better. Yeah, he started off slow. How long is Wright out for? We believe about 2-3 weeks. Ryan on TikTok. Thank you very much. Back to Facebook, YouTube, and X. Swap deal, weekly wage. He'd want to match the top paid player. Yeah, I think that's Hadji Wright on 25, I think. Which, is understandable. But as Glenn's just said, offer a promotion bonus, an option to increase his contract if we go up. Yeah, something like that would be brilliant, I think. Sarah Jane, that's 4 mil. It will cost us more than that to replace Callum O'Hare. Yeah, I get it. But you've got to remember, O'Hare's 26, I think. I'm sure O'Hare's 26. 4-year deal. Is 29, 30 years old. Are we really going to be keeping him when he's 29, 30? Who knows? We don't know, do we? Forest have Harry Arter on 40k a week, not playing any football. Yeah. Again, Forest are a Premier League side. They've got Premier League money. I think it would have been different if we'd got up to the Premier League. We were going to get Hamer probably and Vic because we can offer them the money. When you're in the Championship, it's just a little bit harder. Evening, Wes. Wes has just said, Stuart, have you been stuck in the cupboard again by Josh? Cheeky git. Yes, I have. Hayley Louise Hives, thank you very much, Hayley, for coming on. Even at 1 million and on 25k a week for the 3 years, we wouldn't be able to buy a replacement and pay their wages for the 4.9 million that equates to. And we wouldn't have our chief moral builder in the dressing room either. Very true. But again, we're not the ones that make that that deal up, are we? Unfortunately, if we were, I'm sure we would be giving him as much as we possibly can so he stays. But would you have done the same for Hamer? Would you have done the same for Vic? That might have stopped us getting these other players in that we're loving now. Would we have been able to get Milan? Would we be able to get Sakamoto if we gave more money to Hamer and Vic? We've got a balancing act that we've got to do, haven't we? And what we can do. So it's difficult to say, what's the right thing to do and what's the wrong thing to do. We've got look at our recruitment at the moment. If we did lose him, and I don't want to lose O'Hare, but if we did lose him, I'm sure that it wouldn't be the same as O'Hare, but I'm sure that they'd try their utmost to get somebody. Could MVE back up Sakamoto, stick Latti at right back? Yeah, that's not a bad option actually, James. To be fair, that's an interesting one. I think he could potentially, but I don't know whether, for how good Milan is, I don't know whether Milan can do the trickery that Sakamoto's got. So I think you need somebody that he's good at overlapping and he can cross the ball wickedly. I just don't know whether he's got, that little bit of low to the ground skill that Sakamoto, Callum O'Hare's got. Jamie said Vic was always leaving. However, I do believe we dropped the ball with Hamer. Yeah, potentially. Haley again, thank you very much. Vic always thought he was bigger than us. He was never going to stay. I just hope they have learnt from their mistake with Hamer. Yeah, pretty much what Glenn's just said. Jamie's just said. Yeah, I do agree with that to a certain extent. I think we did miss the ball with Hamer. But we never know what happens in the future, do we? We never know. They might come down. They might have to sell players. Hamer might come back to us one day, mightn't he? You never know. You know, Hamer playing for Coventry in the Premier League next season. Who knows? Let's wait and see. Glenn said, ultimately, Coventry will carry on with or without O'Hare. That's very true. You know, we survived, you know, before O'Hare came, and we'll survive after O'Hare. But while we've got him, we've got to love him. And by Jove, doesn't he love us? Yeah, he's really, really good, isn't he? And I love him to bits. So, how long have I been going for? Bloody hell. Nearly an hour and 10 minutes. So just to do my little bit of plugs again that I do. We are All Things Sky Blue. We're on Facebook, X, TikTok, Instagram. We're sponsored by Right Steel Fabrications. His things in the corner. He does steel fabrication works up and down the country. Mainly in the Warwickshire area, in the Coventry area, but I know he does travel a little bit as well to help people out. Really good guy, and like I said, he can do all your welding for your steel beams and things like that as well. We're partnered with the Anecdote Sports Bar at the CBS Arena. Please go and like and subscribe. We are on TikTok as well. I'm on TikTok Live as we speak. So everybody, thank you on TikTok Live as well. Please go and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You guys as well, please go and like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. I think we're over 300 subscribers now, which is fantastic. So our next goal is to get to 350. That would be even more amazing. So if you can go and share it with people that you know that support Coventry. Look, we had 32,000. We had just under 30,000 at the CBS on Saturday, so I know that there's more of you out there that can go and like and subscribe. Just before I finish off, the last few, Jamie Sidwell said, I think if we're in the Championship next season, the target should be to have a good start and maintain it rather than what's happened the past 2 seasons where we've had poor starts and had to chase. Well, I think it will be different anyway because the nucleus of the side, unless they won't have to sell, but I think unless they sell, you know, big players, MVE, Sakamoto, Latti, O'Hare's gone maybe, you know, I think if we keep the nucleus of the side, I think we will have a better start next year. They're all on long-term deals pretty much. And yeah, it will be interesting. We live and die in these towns. Great show as always. Thank you very much. I'm probably going to stay on TikTok for a little bit longer, not much longer. I'll plug you on my TikTok. Great live tonight. Really enjoyed it. Thank you very much for joining. I haven't seen your name before, so I'm presuming that you're new to it. I'm going to stay on TikTok for a little bit longer. So if you want to join me over on TikTok Live, feel free to do so. Much appreciated. If not, thank you very much for joining in. Thank you very much for all your questions. Like I said, phone the show on CWR on Friday. What's the TikTok? It's All Things Sky Blue on TikTok. Just put all that in. Everything that we do is at All Things Sky Blue. And I'll answer a few more questions on TikTok. Won't be for much longer because obviously, again, I've been going for about an hour on that as well. Mark Smith, great show. So yeah, once again, thank you very much. Like I said, go and join me on TikTok Live. I will be on there for a little bit longer. But if not, phone Sound of the Sky Blues, ask to speak to me or Mark when we're on there. Get any questions into Clive and Oggy. It would be great. I've got a question for Oggy, and you're not nicking it, Mark. Once again, I'm telling you, you're not nicking that question. So thank you very much, and see you all again very soon. Remember, I do this every other week. TikTok is the dark side of social media. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. But yeah, so go and join. Much appreciated. Play up Sky Blues. And like I said, I do this every other week. So not on next week. I'll be the week after. So it will be the week after the cup game that I'll be doing this one again. But I am on live pretty much every other night for a little bit, for about an hour or so. So feel free to jump on there if you ever get alerts or anything on there. So once again, thank you very much. Play up Sky Blues.